What up guys, I'm Mark with Tub Talk Reviews, and today we're looking at the best square inflatable hot tub. Now before I get too far into this video, I do ramble a lot. What it is just me trying to give you everything I know about inflatable hot tubs. We've tried out a lot of these, and I mean a lot. So what I'm trying to do is kind of break down that information and give you the most important parts, or the parts that I think are the most important parts. Most of these inflatable hot tubs we've purchased. We've tried them out. We've really put our back into it and just got all the gritty details. With that said, down in the description below, we've included links. These are affiliate links. And if you do make a purchase using one of these, we do earn a commission. But I really am just keeping these reviews as honest as possible because ultimately I want you to make the best buying option for you. Really, these are all good choices. They just have kind of different features. And ultimately what I want you to do is come back to our channel, learn more about your inflatable hot tub, how to maintain it, how to best use it, and just there's a lot to learn here. So let's dive into it. So the first brand on this list is the Intex Pure Spa Plus. What I really like about this is that Intex, they give you a lot of options when it comes to the Intex Pure Spa Plus. What I mean by that is they have both square and circle models. And in each model, they have a 2 to 4 person and a 4 to 6 person model. So overall, you're looking at 4 models there. And there's even a hexagon shaped model, which we have not looked at, but it looks like a really good option. And really, these are all pretty much the same. There are slight variances in each one, but I really like that there's a lot of flexibility with the Intex option. And that's one of the reasons this inflatable hot tub has made this list. Another thing I really like about Intex is they've included a saltwater sanitizing option in that square model. You can use this instead of chlorine. What it does is it converts that to chlorine. Ultimately, that keeps maintenance on your inflatable hot tub a lot easier. It's a good thing to consider, especially if you're someone like me who doesn't like messing with chemicals all the time. It doesn't completely absolve that process, but it does mitigate the amount that you're going to be going back and forth with your inflatable hot tub to mess with the chemicals. So something to consider. Another thing I really like about Intex is that they include a lot of extra accessories with their inflatable hot tubs. So you'll see anything like test strips, extra filters, patch kits, like little Kim Connects, just a lot of little extras that you wouldn't even think that you need that you might later on go on to purchase for your inflatable hot tub. Intex has already covered a lot of those things. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely consider Intex because they already include it as part of their bundle with many of their inflatable hot tubs. The only real con with the Intex Pure Spa Plus is that it does not inflate as much as I would like it to. They ultimately do this as a safety thing for your inflatable hot tub so it doesn't puncture as easy. But what I have found with it is that you can't always sit on it, you can't always straddle it, and I'm someone who likes to just put my legs in the inflatable hot tub. And if that's something that you're looking for, that is a little bit of a flaw, but like I said, they have done this on purpose, so the inflatable hot tub does not puncture as easy. So this is a informed decision. They're doing it on purpose, so that is something to consider. And ultimately, like if you were to, have a sharp edge come up against it, it is going to be way less likely to pop because of that design that they've put into it than say, maybe a Solid Spa inflatable hot tub, which pumps up really firm and nice, but you get a sharp edge on that, it might pop. Intex does a good job of kind of mitigating that issue. So that is something to consider if that is important to you. So the prices for inflatable hot tubs, they really vary a lot, especially for this one because they make a 4-person model up to a 6-person model in different shapes and sizes. It's going to cost you anywhere between like $600 to like $1,100. Overall, this is a really good inflatable hot tub. It has a lot of those good extra features. I forgot to mention, it has LED lights on some of the models. It has headrests. It just kind of gives you a little bit more of that luxury feel, which I really, really like about it, which is why we made it our best pick of 2023. Just something to consider. It's a good inflatable hot tub. So if all of this sounded interesting to you, go ahead and consider Intex Pure Spa Plus. It's a good inflatable hot tub. Moving on to our next pick for the square inflatable hot tub list is the Coleman Solid Spa Atlantis. I really like the Coleman Solid Spas. They're a good model. I don't know what it is about them compared to the other Solid Spa models, but they seem to be just like a touch better in construction. I don't know if that's true at all. Maybe it's just the brainwashing of Coleman, using that brand all my life and partnering with them. But there is something about the Coleman models that does just feel a little bit better than the traditional Solid Spa models. So rolling off of that, it just has a really sturdy build. You can sit, you can straddle on these. I really like that a lot. It's something to consider. Another thing I really like about the Coleman Atlantis is it stays hot for a long time. You're not gonna see that temperature dip as quickly as you would maybe some other inflatable hot tubs. And part of this does have to do with the size. It is smaller than some other inflatable hot tubs like the Intex, for instance. Traditionally with an inflatable hot tub, the smaller it is, the longer it's gonna stay warm, I have found, just because there's less surface area on the water where that heat is gonna come up. So the Coleman Atlantis, you can find it at different times of the year for anywhere between like $600 to $900. These things really vary in prices depending on times and seasons as well as manufacturers. But we try to update our links down below to give you the cheapest price. But do know that you're gonna see anywhere between like $600 to $900. That is pretty normal. So going on to the cons for the Coleman SoluSpa Atlantis, one thing I don't like about this model as much is that it doesn't have clear instructions. This is something that I believe SoluSpa has just kind of dropped the ball on, and I hope that they'll start to recover from this and do better, but I don't find their manual very helpful. You do better watching our video about the SoluSpa Atlantis to figure out how to set that up, quite honestly. But that's really my only knock on it. Overall, the SoluSpa Atlantis, it's a solid pick. I think most people are really gonna enjoy this one. I know that we did. So our next pick is our budget pick. This is the Relax Time Inflatable Hot Tub. You can find this for anywhere between like $400 to $600, depending on which size and model you get. This is really is a pretty good hot tub. We had it, we liked it a lot. What I really like in particular about this inflatable hot tub is it doesn't have that giant heating and filtration unit sticking out the side. They've embedded that into the sidewall of the inflatable hot tub, and it just makes it really nice for people who are concerned for space, and it just gives it a cleaner look. So that's something I really like that Relax Time has done with their inflatable hot tubs. The next pro is the price. It comes at a great price. Like I love that Relax Time has made a model that so many people can afford. Now, inflatable hot tubs are already affordable in general, but this just opens that up. Another thing that I really like about this one is they have a lot of different size options. They have a lot of shape options. So Relax Time is really a good brand to go ahead and take a look at. They're different than your big brands like Coleman and Intex, who you've probably heard of. Relax Time, comes in as that budget option, and they're starting to grow a lot of business. So it's really exciting. Another thing I really like about Relax Time is they offer a 2-year warranty. So this is fantastic. This is something that I haven't seen anybody else in the industry doing. So definitely something to consider when it comes to Relax Time. Rolling off of that awesome warranty, my only con with Relax Time is they do seem to have slow customer service. A lot of people complain about waiting a long time to get a reply if they do have some kind of manufacturing issue. It can take a while to hear back. So that is something to keep in mind. Most shoppers are very happy with their purchase, but this is something to keep in mind. This is one that we really liked a lot. We think it's a good one. There are some things about it that can show that it is a little bit of a budget inflatable hot tub. The build maybe isn't as sturdy as a SoluSpa or an Intex, but overall, this is a really good pick, and I think most people are really going to enjoy it quite a lot. Moving on to our final pick is the SoluSpa San Francisco, and this is the one that we call a luxury model, and we call it luxury because it has a lot of really cool features, but it also is a little bit more expensive. I've seen this thing from anywhere between like $1,100 and $2,500 depending on the time of year. This one has a lot of fluctuation because of those luxury features. It has ergonomic seats, it has hydro jets, it has just the size that I think a lot of people are really gonna like. This is a good, large inflatable hot tub. It really gets you kind of 95% of the way there compared to a traditional hot tub. A lot of really good features. It has an app that's included. It's nice and relaxing. It really does kind of just take the place of that traditional hot tub. I just really enjoy this one. This is one that we currently have. We have a lot of different inflatable hot tubs come in and out. This is one that we're keeping currently. Eventually we'll probably change it out for another one. As far as cons go, there are some things to consider when it comes to heating. It takes about 72 hours for it to first heat up. Additionally, it has a large surface area, so it's gonna cool down faster than other inflatable hot tubs, and that's just due to size. That's with all inflatable hot tubs. The bigger, the faster it cools down. but you also get to have more room. Another thing is the hydrojets. Those pull air from the outside, so it pumps that air into the water, so that can make it cool down a little bit faster as well. Overall, I'd say you can still get 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes out of this inflatable hot tub, depending on the time of year. It does struggle a little bit more in the winter, so keep that in mind. With this inflatable hot tub in general, I'd say the pros far outweigh the cons. It's just a good pick. It's a solid pick. It gives us that luxury feeling that we want to get out of an inflatable hot tub. But at the end of the day, I really recommend this one. It does get you closer to that traditional hot tub feel, so something worth considering. Overall, with these inflatable hot tubs in general, they all have a lot of different features. I like to say a lot, like there's really not a wrong choice here. It's just considering what are the features that you want for your inflatable hot tub. So hopefully we've been able to help you out a little bit in this shopping experience. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help us out a lot. And down in the description below, we have links to each one of these inflatable hot tubs where you can buy them. Also, if you have any jokes, comments, concerns, or if we just got something wrong, let us know down in the comments. We always want to improve our channel. We want to learn more about these products, so let us know. And we also have a library full of inflatable hot tub reviews, maintenance guidelines, best lists, etc. You can use these on your shopping journey. Guys, thank you so much for watching and happy hot tubbing.